Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn. During this last part of our show, we're going to be spending some time with Robert Clancy, the author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Soul, and he's going to be talking to us about walking the walk and talking the talk. And that'll be happening in about 15 minutes from now here on Late Night Health. We go to Santa Monica, California, where we can look out over the Blue Pacific as we talk with Susanne Bennett, Dr. Susanne Bennett, who is the author of Mighty Mito, and she has a number of initials after her name. She's a doctor of chiropractic, and she is a CCSP. Doctor, what is a CCSP?
Oh, thanks for asking. Oh, thanks for having me here, Mark and Daryl. Really appreciate it. So CCSP is a certified chiropractic sports physician. Many years ago. I've been in practice for going on my 28th year soon. And for a long time, I used to do a lot of sports medicine until I started working on other types of health, environmental medicine, allergies, and right now mitochondrial health is my big thing that I'm really excited about sharing.
And we're looking forward to that. And just so you know, neither Daryl nor I in high school could climb up the rope in gym, so the sports part of your practice we don't need.
I got it.
Okay.
I won't ask you any questions on that.
Okay, no sports questions.
You bet.
We've talked about MitoQ supplements on the show earlier this year with the president of the company. It is an amazing product, but let's put MitoQ to the side for a minute. Let's talk about the fact that as we age, we need more energy, or we feel that we need more energy.
Oh,
are our batteries the mitochondria of the cells? Is
that's
that what
right.
it is?
That's absolutely it. When you think about mitochondria, it's a little organelle in every cell in your body. Brain, heart, liver, muscles, especially the muscles, the eyes, every cell except your red blood cells, because red blood cells only carries oxygen. That's what they're used for, nothing else. Every other cell in your body needs mitochondria. It has to have mitochondria. And in fact, if the mitochondria doesn't work, in 10 seconds, you actually will die. We absolutely have every cell in your mitochondria need to work at its best capacity to produce energy. And that energy is called adenosine triphosphate, ATP. This is biochemistry. I don't have to go into that, but that is what every cell actually makes. And in the mitochondria, it takes many different aspects of how is it that we can continue to strengthen that mitochondria, because if you don't have, at the basic level, if you don't have good mitochondrial health, then you're going to get fatigue, physical weakness. You won't be able to have as much strength. You'll get sore and pain all in your joints and muscles. You won't be able to think straight, like memory. You got memory loss. You won't be able to have as much motivation in your life. A lot of people are suffering from brain fog and depression. Well, that could be clearly from mitochondrial impairment.
If somebody's over 40,
oh yeah,
do they lose their ability to create the product that you just said, the hormone that is produced, that is the energy of the body? Is that what happens?
It's actually a chemical. It's a substance
chemical
that every cell in our body needs to have to function. So if you don't have ATP, then your brain, you're going to lose memory. If you don't have enough ATP in your muscles, you're not going to be able to have sustained energy, and you'll get tired always during the day. And people don't realize this, but headaches are actually due to low levels of mitochondrial function. So the mitochondria are important, and especially as we get older. What ends up happening as we get older here, Mark and Daryl, is that we don't digest our foods well. And the mitochondria need specific nutrients from our foods to make it function. And that's why MitoQ is so important. That formula that you mentioned, it has to do with CoQ10. What is MitoQ? But especially formulated CoQ10 that every cell in our body needs, because it's a rate-limiting factor. And that's CoQ10 is actually can be made in our body, but it's also found in food. And as we get older, we do not extract those nutrients necessary. Antioxidants.
Our bodies aren't as efficient, so it doesn't take it doesn't absorb it as well.
Absolutely. As you get older, don't you feel like you're getting more bloated and gassy, and and you have trouble digesting
I've been bloated and gassy since I was 12.
Okay.
But you too? No.
I don't think she said that.
I don't think she said that either. I think she said, he really said that? I think that's what went through her mind. Dr. Bennett, you notice little kids, 4-year-old kids, 3-year-old kids, they run, and they've got more energy than anything.
Yes.
Just a ton of power.
Yes. And that's because they all have optimal levels of mitochondria. Optimal levels. People do not realize that as you age, you're exposed to a lot of environmental issues and foods that actually prevent you from creating healthier mitochondria. Now, in my book, Mighty Mito, I talk all about how to make sure that it's called the 3 Ps. You know, number one, let's make sure that you are going to prevent from the damaging those mitochondria, right? When you want to prevent from the mitochondrial impairment, you got to make sure you're not exposed to any free radical damage, because the free radical damage is what causes the mitochondria to weaken. You'll destroy parts of it. So what are free radicals? Those are things, chemicals and toxins in our environment and in our food that can actually cause damage. And that's why the MitoQ is considered an antioxidant, because CoQ10 is an antioxidant. Antioxidant means it works against and helps minimize free radical damage, which is oxidative stress. So things like polluted air,
what happens,
smoke.
I'm trying to simplify this for people, okay? I went through high school chemistry. You went through college chemistry and then into more advanced medical school, chiropractic college. I did not. So let's make it simple for Mark, because while you were doing that, I was learning how not to use a microphone.
Okay.
So what happens is the free radicals really damage the body. It's like rusting the body, is how I've heard it explained.
Love that. Yes, that is correct.
The MitoQ as a supplement, or CoQ10, actually reverses that rusting of the body.
I would say that it is one of the factors that will help prevent damage of the mitochondria. So food products, if you drink a lot of alcohol, if you eat foods with pesticides in it, if you have heavy metals in your mouth, like mercury fillings, if you smoke a lot, that damages the cells. And that's the reason why, if you're damaging your cells from all of these chemicals and toxins, the mitochondria health is impaired. You're damaging it. And if you're damaging the mitochondria, then you don't have as much energy. And if you don't have as much energy to cleanse out all these toxins, to repair the DNA, then you can get a lot of diseases in the future.
Well, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Your happy birthday. You have a birthday
yes,
weekend coming up, and you're going to be going to a little place in Mexico. And in Mexico, they have a beverage called tequila, which is made from a cactus.
Agave, yes.
Agave. Can you imbibe a little alcohol, eat a little bit of pesticides, or do you have to give it up completely?
That's a really great question, Mark, because I'm someone that I believe that everyone should be able to enjoy life to its fullest. And alcohol is a very social way of, communing with your friends and your family. I would say that 1 ounce of that tequila in a tall glass of ice and maybe some spritzer in it, so that you nurse that throughout the evening, that will not damage as much as, let's say, having tequila shots, 5 to 6 tequila shots. So
if I had 5 or 6 tequila shots, I would be under the table.
That's right.
He'd be asking you different questions.
I would be asking a lot of different questions, including, oh my head, what do I do for that?
But think about the morning, that hangover.
Oh my!
That morning hangover has to do with a great deal of mitochondria damage.
Our guest, by the way, is Susanne Bennett. She's got a brand new book out. It's a great book, Mito. And it's about mitochondria in your body. As we age, doctor, we get less energy. And we can't run around like a 3 or 4-year-old. Not that I ever did. But you don't have that energy. A number of years ago, I was working, producing TV shows and hosting TV shows, and we had a very stringent schedule. And my partner had been into supplementation for years, and I said, "Hey, John, I need something to help keep me going." And he said, "Oh, we'll take this," and he wrote it down. And I went to Greater. That's how long ago it was, a Greater vitamin store, and I bought it. And it was, I'm trying to think of what it was now. I just blanked on it. It turned out to be male energy. It was a male energy herb, which did not give me the energy that I needed or wanted, by the way. It was painful. My question to you is, are there other things that we should supplement with in addition to CoQ10?
Oh, absolutely. So in my book, I go over actually 20 different supplements that are important in helping your mitochondria function. Because ultimately, in my 3 Ps, I told you prevent mitochondrial impairment. The second would be we got to get rid of the damage, and I go over that all in my Mighty Mito book. But the third is to be able to produce healthy new ones. We can actually build more healthy new mitochondria, and one of the ways that you do that is through supplementation. We already talked about MitoQ and how important MitoQ is because it's a CoQ10, it's a rate-limiting antioxidant, and what that means is without CoQ10, then you're actually going to damage the mitochondria. Number 2, I love carnitine. Carnitine, I don't know if anyone's ever taken carnitine, but that's a supplement that I've been taking for over 30 years, I'd say, 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been in practice for a long time, and when I was in college at UCLA, I started taking carnitine because I wanted to use that as a source of energy, and that was one of the factors. When you're in college, you're always like all-nighters, you didn't get any sleep, and that was one nutrient that really helped. Now, carnitine is a formula that you take daily. You can take it daily, and it's also found in red meat and animal meat. So if you're vegan or vegetarian, it's important to take carnitine because you're not getting the actual nutrient that shuttles the fat into the mitochondria so that you can burn your fat. So individuals who are sluggish, they're gaining weight, they're finding that they've got stool. What I mean by I'm asking about stool is because if you've got, let's say, a lot of fat, you're not digesting the fat, you're not absorbing the fat, well, then how are you going to use the fat as energy? Because fat gives us the most amount of ATP in our body.
Listen, Dr. Bennett, we are out of time.
Oh, no.
However, I know,
Already.
but we're going to have to do this again.
You bet.
We wish
Thank
you a
everyone.
very happy birthday. Maybe
Thank
we'll
you.
get together in a week or so. I really appreciate you coming on the show. Mighty Mito by Dr. Susanne Bennett. Go to latenighthealth.com. There'll be a picture of Susanne as well as information on how to get the book. I'm Mark Alyn. We're coming back in just a moment or two with Robert Clancy, the author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Soul. Don't go away. Late Night Health continues.
The experts at Web.com want to build your business a successful website for free, just like we did for these current Web.com customers.
We've looked at other website designers. There's nobody better than Web.com.
Web.com can build your website in as little as 7 days free. Plus, we'll promote it on all the major search engines. If after 30 days you're happy, we'll continue to provide promotion, hosting, support, and maintenance, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
If you're in business and you don't have a web presence, you won't be taken seriously.
Call right now and you'll also get a free .com or .net domain name for your new website powered by VeriSign, the world's leading domain name provider.
No upfront charge for site build, after which ongoing fees apply. Rights to site are relinquished when canceled. Domain included during active service, after which fees apply.
800-489-8751. 800-489-8751. 800-489-8751. That's 800-489-8751. Attention users of the blood-thinning drug Xarelto. If you took the drug Xarelto and experienced complications such as cerebral hemorrhage, gastrointestinal bleeding or other internal bleeding, or if a loved one has died after taking Xarelto, you may be eligible to get a cash award for your suffering. Call the Xarelto Help Hotline now at 1-800-264-3150. That's 800-264-3150. To qualify for a cash settlement, you must file a claim before the deadline, so don't miss your opportunity for a cash settlement. Call 800-264-3150 now for a free, no-obligation consultation. Our call center is open 24/7. So if you took the drug Xarelto and experienced cerebral hemorrhage, gastrointestinal bleeding, or other internal bleeding, or if a loved one has died after taking Xarelto, call the Xarelto Help Hotline now at 800-264-3150, 800-264-3150. That's 800-264-3150.